Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How is everybody doing today? It is Saturday night. Could you believe that it's Saturday night already? And here we are in the beginning of June. This year is absolutely flying by. Last year dragged on forever, didn't it? 2020? Whew. That went on forever. This year, here it is already. We're in the beginning of June. Here comes 4th of July soon, a couple of weeks away already. And we just passed Memorial Day. Whatever it is, wherever you are, whatever is happening in your life, you know this is the place to come for light, love, levity, great entertainment, inspiring conversations, and all kinds of cool things. It's patterned after an old school talk show. Think Dick Cavett, Johnny Carson, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas. Think Dick Clark. That style that I've always admired, working in television and radio as I do all these years. But then we mix in a modern vibe and a modern blend of today. So it's kind of cool taking those two worlds and blending them together with light, love, and levity. And as I say often on this show, and it's because in the summertime, it just slipped out of my mouth when I said the word levity. And ever since I said that word levity, the viewers just fell in love with it. They call themselves the Lovities. They're part of our Levity squad. They call me Mr. Levity. They call this our studio Levity Hall. And they always welcome our guests in style as Lovities too. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope everything is going well for you and you guys are, having a good day. If you're not, well, again, we're here to put smiles on your faces. We always learn something new. We're always educated and we always have a good time with guests that come from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, culinary arts, sports, comedy, you name it. And boy, do I have a great guest tonight. He's actually a dear friend of mine. I've interviewed him on national television here in the United States on PBS numerous times. I have seen him do his thing on Broadway multiple times, including Rocktopia, where he so generously invited me and a couple of my dear friends and colleagues to come and check out the show, which I thought was really cool of him. And we've broken bread, and he's a super talent. He's a Broadway veteran, actor, singer, songwriter, a heck of a funny guy. When he was in the studio with us at PBS, he was hilarious. And he's a good guy. He's a family man. He's a super talent. And we're so happy to have him here. Do you think I'm talking about the Pope? I'm talking about Rob Evan. Yes, our dear friend Rob Evan is my guest tonight, joining us in just a quick second here live from New York City, where he's getting things all set up. He's going to be doing some music for us tonight. And again, just really a cool guy. And I'm so happy that he can make some time to pop on the show. Our show is conversational. It's warm. It's freestyle. We go in any direction. We get into some good conversations. We always have lots of laughs, lots of levity. Here is actually a couple of quick shots when Rob was in the studio last at PBS and I interviewed him. And that was actually for Rocktopia live in Budapest when they actually filmed that special in Budapest, Hungary. And it was really cool. And then, of course, backstage, we were having lots of fun. You the man. No, you the man. He rolls with the punches. He's a good guy. That's at the actual PBS studios. And we just had a really, really cool time. And it was a pleasure chatting with him and then getting a chance to see Rocktopia. But of course, he's been in so many other things prior to that. We're going to talk about so much of that. How's everybody doing? It's so good to see all of you. Of course, we welcome you to Jim Masters Show Live. We encourage you, of course, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love that. That's big time. Tell everybody about our YouTube channel, which is Jim Masters TV. Tell everybody about it. Subscribe to it. Show the levity. It really does help our show big time. It helps our channel continue to grow so we can deliver all this great content. We've done over 400 and some 10 episodes 7 days a week live for over a year now of the Jim Masters Show Live. And sometimes we've done 4 shows a weekend when we have guests, friends of mine and other performers and other guests in different categories who are international. So It's been amazing. I'm going to take a little vacation to see the family in August. It's been 14 months since we've seen some of our family relatives. So everybody's itching to get together. So we're going to do that, I think, a little bit in August. And we'll take you on the road. We go on location with this show. We do host chat segments. We do levity segments. Sometimes it's just me chatting with the viewers. But we have guests left and right. So subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our amazing episodes of JMS Live, our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. So again, you guys are the true levities. Thanks for all the comments, all the love, all the support, all the posting, all of the sharing, tagging, everybody talking up our show, which we've been doing. Again, it sort of grew out of my work in television and radio and stage. And it's a real blessing and an honor and a privilege and a pleasure, whether you're watching live or you're watching this later in our archives on our YouTube channel. I thank you personally for being with us here on the show. So we're going to check in with some of our amazing lovities who are already commenting, which we love. And again, we welcome you to the show. We say subscribe to our YouTube channel, share the channel, tell everybody. Get on the top of Mount Everest or the Empire State Building with your bullhorn and tell them, hey, I love the Jim Masters Show Live. It's a cool place to come and check out our channel. Hello, lovities all around the world, and tell the friends about the show. We're going to check in with some of our lovities who comment live during the show as well. But first, I want to welcome live and direct a really great guy who's a super talent, and he's always working. He's got some new cool projects that he wants. You think Rocktopia was it? You think Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which of course he was a vital part of as well. You think that was it for Rob Evan? He's got a lot of things up his sleeve, my friend here. Let's join him live and direct from his beautiful apartment in New York City. Hey, Rob, how are you? Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you so much, Jim. All you need is levity.
That's it. You got it. You are on that levity train.
Can I be one? Can I be a levity?
You're a levity, my friend. Absolutely. The apartment's looking good. You set it up nice. And
a wall of shame going back there.
Now, so you're pretty much like you were saying before we went live on the air. You're sort of in like temporary digs or something. You're moving on up to, another location.
I've been in kind of transition. It's been obviously weird for all of us.
Yeah.
A couple years and year and a half, especially, for a lot of people in my industry, which is, was our industry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Our industry, which was decimated. And then I went through some personal changes in my life. And so I'm, for the first time, Jim, in 25 years, I'm back in Manhattan. I'm in a townhouse on the Upper East Side right now, but kind of shopping around, taking my time for that, first place back after being in Westchester for, a quarter of a century and raising 3 sons. And now they're all so doing well in their lives. My oldest is an actor in LA. Johan, he's 25. My middle son just finished his first year of vet school in London, and he got his undergrad in Scotland at St. Andrews. And then he wants to end up being a vet back here in New York City. And then my youngest is studying filmmaking in Boston at Emerson. So, kind of played my role as a father for them. And now I'm, starting my life on my own, which is sad, but also, it's phase 2. It's kind of as Linda Eder saying, it's a new life. So
yes,
to lean into it and embrace it. And with that, I really found that this, in the last 6 months, Jim, hit this creative stride that I went, okay, phase 2. All right, let's do this.
Right,
so
exactly.
I'm really excited about it, and it feels good to be back in Manhattan. This is where the dream started for me. I grew up in a small town in Georgia, raising horses and competing and sang in church, and then ended up playing college football for the University of Georgia, and then was going to go to law school, but saw Les Misérables come through the Fox Theater.
I think we have proof of that.
Yeah, and
we you know me, I'm a professional. We do our digging.
You got it going on, man. That's awesome.
I think the caption to this is we're going to kick some butt or something. We're going to kick their butt. Wow, look at that kick.
Go Dogs, man. Go Dogs. That's funny. I've been
My
going.
God, you never tried out for the Rockettes?
I don't know. Dude, could you imagine me trying that right now? That would definitely break something.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
That's it. I mean, was there a football career in the offing at all, or no, for you?
Not really. No, I mean, after I saw Les Mis, my senior year of college, I think it was kind of all over for me.
That was it.
Went, oh my God. And, with this with this athlete's ego, because I played football in front of 100,000 people. So it wasn't a big trip to go to, to perform in front of a lot of people and auditioned in this kind of American Idol style audition in Nashville and kind of got my golden ticket, and they flew me to New York. And 3 months later, after I moved to New York, I'm on the national tour, and then worked my way up to end up being the youngest Valjean in Broadway history. I think I was 26 or 27 when I was Valjean. It's crazy, right?
Isn't that unbelievable?
I couldn't even grow a beard, man. I could not grow a beard.
Yeah.
It was a neck beard. It was like this, and
that is funny. But that opportunity for you is like unbelievable at that age, isn't it? I mean, you must have really been like, holy cow, this is like, here I am in the big city and big time.
No, I didn't really. It was blind ambition and naivete. I had no idea what I was a part of, no idea how it would shape my life, no idea that 30 years later I'd still be in the entertainment industry. I just really didn't know. And I followed this dream that led to a path of show after show after show, working my way up. And then with, children coming and becoming, what is it? Invention is the mother of necessity, or
yes. Invention.
So
yeah.
I had to diversify just to feed my family. And
Yes.
that's why I got into the symphony world and into the rock world, and then slowly realized, okay, what's the point? I'm going to age out, or my voice may give out. I need other opportunities to make money. I've always been creative, so I've always tried to come up with ideas of projects. I knew my limitations. I knew my self-worth as a Broadway star is not like a bankable recording artist, like if Aerosmith doesn't have Steve Tyler, Aerosmith doesn't work, right?
Right.
So with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, or with Rocktopia, or other things that I've been a part of or created, I made sure that even though the concept was mine, or I was firmly based in the creative machine or the performing machine, it would work without me. And trying to create brands is kind of the business that I'm in right now. So
exactly.
And those they're hard to build. Lightning. Jim Steinman said, lightning only strikes once or twice if you're lucky. And I was fortunate enough to work with some really amazing producers, composers. Frank Wildhorn, who I stood up for him at his wedding. And Jim Steinman, Paul O'Neill, all of these people, Jim, were a big formation of my life. And now that, I am 50 and had been in the business for 30 years, done 9 Broadway and off-Broadway shows, and have those platinum records, on my wall, that I'm actually on those records. It's kind of crazy, but I should actually, try to leverage that into hopefully being some sort of leadership in our industry, especially now that things are kind of reforming and we're trying to, figure out a way out of this pandemic, and what's next for Broadway, what's next for the music industry. It's kind of exciting and scary all at the same time.
It really is, because, it's new territory, because everything's sort of closed up and shut down, and people have also been sort of reassessing their lives too. This has been a pivotal moment to look in the mirror and say, hey, what do I want my next chapter to be? Was I doing the things that really, filled my heart and soul? I did all this work and I did all this running around, but now I want to do a few things that maybe are just really cut deep for you personally? I think we've all been doing that in certain different ways. So as horrific as the time's been, there's been a lot of beauty in it as well, in terms of being able to breathe and have some peace and reassess or reevaluate the way we are and who we are and how we want to be hopefully unified going forward, right?
Completely. I mean, we've all been on a timeout, haven't we? And with that comes a lot of introspection. I know for me, having gone through a lot of personal things as this pandemic was taking place, I really was able to kind of take inventory of my life and what I wanted, what's going to make me happy, just some peace and some happiness. I realized that life is fragile, as we all are aware, that at the end of the day, Jim, I want to work with people that bring me happiness, that I can make smile and laugh. And laughing is fun. It's definitely good for the soul. And I'm a bit of a cutoff when I'm having a good time. And I also want to I want to reach people. I want to give people an escape. And this new project that I'm working on really ticks all of those boxes for me. I think it might be the best thing I've ever done, which is crazy because I actually went through a period of time, Jim, after we brought Rocktopia to Broadway, right before the pandemic, where I would, I don't think I want to sing anymore. And that was rough. It was rough on a lot of my family. It was rough on my friends and my friends. They were like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah. And, Rob Evan is my middle name. Evan is my middle name, so I was going back to my last name and calling myself that. And just a real kind of like lost moment where I was like, who am I?
Yeah.
I don't know who I am. No effing clue. But, through
Throw me a line.
Yeah, seriously. But I think, everybody needs a timeout, a personal timeout, where they reassess. And I went, oh man, maybe I do have something to say still.
Right.
And then maybe I've got something big to say still. And based on what I've been through, and it becomes really authentic. So what I want to say and who I want to work with, it's liberating, Jim, because, if somebody says, do you want to work with Jim Masters and be on his show? I don't have to say yes. But hell yeah, I want to be on Jim Masters' show. I like Jim Masters. I want to do something with him. If somebody says, do you want to work with this person? And it wasn't a great experience, or it was negative. I'm good. I wish him the best, but I really want to work with people I want to work with, that I want to be around, that brings the best out of me. And hopefully I can bring the best out of them, in creative, artistic performance situations. And, we don't have to, I don't feel like I have the burden of changing the world, but what I do feel like I'm capable of doing is giving people a 5-minute break from a really hard life, and let them just escape. And what I've found is that I'm good at, and I found that with Rocktopia. And Rocktopia wasn't just a thing that I said, okay, I need a gimmick. This is what I'm going to come up with. It's kind of the soundtrack of my life, as I've told you before. It's kind of this nostalgia is almost selfish that I'm selling you guys, because it's my nostalgia. It's like me daydreaming as a kid. I was going over my stuff.
But it's great because people connect to it. They love hearing the stories because they relate, and it triggers the same thing for them. So it's awesome.
Well, that's the commonality that you find too, is that we're all the same. It's crazy. We have similar stories. They're different, but yet, the love portion, the friends portion, all of those things are the same. And it's really beautiful if you really think about it. And then when you can bring it to an audience in a very accessible way, and you watch their faces light up, or even when I'm pitching this project right now, and people that don't know me, and I explain a little bit to them, they go, I have chills. I've lived my hairs on my arm are standing up. And I was like, because I'm taking you right to a place where you remember in your mind.
Yeah.
Nothing does that better than music.
Right.
I mean, we know that you can hear a song, Jim, and it'll take you right to a place.
Absolutely.
A specific place in time, that first time you heard it, or that experience that you had when you heard it. And it's an amazing thing to be a part of. It really is.
So growing up in Georgia, who were there influences in your life, others in the family that were of a musical nature, into the arts at all? Where did the early inspirations happen for Rob growing up back home in Georgia?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I came from a real, I mean, nobody in my immediate family growing up were musicians, but we were musically inclined. My grandmother, who was kind of famous for being, I mean, in Monticello, Georgia, and it's funny that Trisha Yearwood and I both came from the same small town, and they're about to put our likenesses on a building, a mural of me and Trish. And I was lucky enough to be able to sing with her for the president at the Ford's Theater Gala a few years ago. We did a duet together. We'd never sung together. And
incredible.
Obviously, Trish is married to a guy. I think his name is Garth Brooks. I've never heard of him before in my life.
Recent Kennedy Center honor inductee with Dick Van Dyke.
Kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. But they were good people.
Oh yeah.
And, but my grandmother was the music teacher, and she headed up the music department at the Baptist church. And so she used to kind of take me aside and was like, Robbie, they called me. And, she would play something on the piano, and at like 2 years old, I would hum it right back. And she went, oh my God, he's got the ear.
You were Robbie and I was Jimmy.
Were you Jimmy?
Yeah, we could have played across the street.
Exactly. No, I'm sure we easily could have. I'm a little bit older than you, but I'm sure we could have. But she passed when I was still very young.
Yeah.
But I always sang, I always performed. My mom she reminded me that she used to have to make a costume for me.
Your
to
mother?
Dress me up every time I would go in the preschool. I think, what was it that Elton John called himself, an introverted extrovert? I think that's what I am. I really do, because I came across later in my career too as performing some anxiety issues.
Sure.
And I started having stage fright, which is really interesting because, when you're younger too, you go out there and throw it out there. I didn't really realize what I was doing with Valjean or Jekyll. And, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I was just throwing it out there every night. You get to be a guy in his mid 40s and you're performing in an arena every day for 10 to 20,000 people. You start going, is this okay? Does this sound all right? You start questioning everything.
Yeah.
And the kind of stuff that I'm known for doing too is, Paul O'Neill and Jim Steinman. Oh my God, I was the over the top guy. I was the bigger than life singer that somehow made sense of their 12-minute songs. I don't know how I did. I would come off, going, I don't even know what I was singing about.
What was it like being a part of Trans-Siberian Orchestra? That must have been incredible for you, huh?
Well, it was, I did 17 tours with them.
I know.
And, I joined the band in 2000. So that was their third touring year.
Mm-hmm.
And the first 2 years, they only did like 3 cities.
Yeah.
So I came in at the ground, and Paul O'Neill became a really good friend and a mentor. And he trusted me with these giant, Herculean songs. And then they originally hired me to be Beethoven. In their rock opera Beethoven's Last Night. Now, funny enough, we didn't tour that until 12 years later. No, excuse me, 10 years later.
Yeah.
And I was doing the Christmas tour, and then I would go back and do a Broadway show, and then we'd have another child, and then I'd go back out and do the Christmas tour. But pretty much from 2010 on until 2017, when I left the band after Paul died.
I know, that was very sad.
That was rough, man. I've lost a lot of people too. I lost Randy Fleischer this past year, and that was rough. You
worked with Bob Kinkle, right? And Dina and I. Yeah, they're dear friends too. Yeah.
Great people. Bob and I were Bob was one of the founders of TSO, and then I brought Bob into my Rocktopia world.
Right.
And thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin's a good guy. He's one of my brothers.
Yeah, wonderful comments coming in. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to the show, Jim Master Show Live, good to have you with us. We're here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow night, John Davidson, the TV show host, Hollywood Squares.
John and I did we did The Music Man together.
I know. And you also know one of my longtime colleagues, Doug Llewellyn, who hosts the People's Court.
Right.
We also do a television news magazine show out of New York we've done for many years, and radio shows. And you have a connection with him as well, right?
Yeah, I wanted to share that with you, Doug.
Small world.
Salt of the earth. So when we were talking and you mentioned,
can't wait to tell him when I talk.
Please do. Yeah. And so when I, after playing Valjean and having done it, I did it, obviously on Broadway. And then I was the Valjean that when they took the turntable away.
Yeah.
And started using Hugo's projections because he was an impressionistic artist. And I was the Valjean that when they were developing that. So we did it in Atlanta. We did it at Wolf Trap in DC with the National Symphony. We did it in Kansas City. We did it in Houston and one other city that I can't remember, but we did a little mini tour of that. And so later on, my good friend Vincent Marini, who created the Rock Tenor with me, and Vincent is a producer and a director, a really wonderful guy. He's like a brother to me. He was running Flat Rock Theater as the artistic director and producer in North Carolina. And he said, look, I really want to do Les Mis. Would you consider being Valjean for that? And I said, I can't do the whole run. I've got concerts because, obviously when you do regional shows and I need to make a certain amount of money for my family and regional theaters have limited budgets. So I said, I can come in and do it. Can you find an understudy for me for a couple of weeks so I can jump over to Prague, do a symphony gig, make basically what I would in one night, the whole run of Les Mis. But because I love Les Mis, I wanted to revisit it too at a better age, at an older age, when I was more suited for the part vocally, I thought. Yeah. And so these two twins, these beautiful little girls, the Penny girls, were my young Cosette and young Eponine, and they alternated in the roles. They were identical twins, little blondes. They're Doug's granddaughters. And so Doug was down there with his family supporting Flat Rock and this run. And then Doug interviewed me. We got to know each other. And it was he's just such a sweet, lovely man. So I know him through Flat Rock and Les Misérables. So please do tell him that I got to be on your show.
Is this not a small world or what, my friend? It's
really
like 1 degree of separation here all these years.
Truly. Yeah, truly.
Look into that DNA. Maybe we are cousins. Who knows?
I don't know, man. We're both pretty good looking guys. Now that I lost some weight, I look a little more like you. So that's good.
Well, hey, take a look at this. Who's this dapper dude? Don't choke on the coffee.
It's like that's the I'm too sexy look. Oh, God. Got the guy liner going and everything. That's brilliant. Yeah. Woo!
What was this for? Was this TSO?
That was for the Jekyll and Hyde resurrection.
That was the Jekyll and Hyde, yeah.
That was the resurrection when Frank, because I was the original alternate for Bob. There it is. Yeah, that's actually the concert with Janine DeVita and Kate Schindel, and Brandy Burkhart was on the album. But Frank wanted to give me a version of Jekyll because I'd never been on a record because Cuccioli and I played it. I actually joined Jekyll and Hyde the same year that Bob Cuccioli did.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, but I was always either the understudy and then I worked my way up to the alternate and then I took over for Bob on Broadway. But Bob got the original Broadway cast album. So Frank wanted to do a record for me kind of in the spirit of more of a rock vibe. And that's what Resurrection was. So it was really neat to be able to have my say at that role that I played 1,000 times in New York.
You mentioned your mother. We all have very special people in our lives, and when you have the love and support of family, there's really nothing better. Very special person in your life, huh?
There's my mama. Yeah, she's the diva in the family.
Yeah.
she's the actress. We're all just
What's her first name?
Nancy.
Nancy.
And she's still in Monticello, and there's this home down there.
Were your mom's boots made for walking?
She was, she was definitely the epitome of a Southern belle. And
yeah,
it was, but she's doing great. She's in her 80s, and I need to get down there and see her. And sing
You're
for her.
like me. Yeah, mine have moved from north to Florida, and it's been 14 months since everybody's been together, and got to get down. We're looking to do it in August. Because time marches on, it waits for nobody. But very important to say love and support of the family. So I would imagine for your mom, seeing some of these amazing things that have happened in your life, the success, the struggle, the blood, sweat, tears, the toil, and nothing comes easy. We always make all this look so easy, but there's a lot of hard work and tenacity and resilience that, go into all of it. But I'm sure incredibly proud and here to witness it. You're both blessed.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, very, very much so. I'm blessed to be here. I got COVID early on and was in the hospital, and the guy next to me died. Luckily, I wasn't put on a respirator, and just the fear, Jim, in these nurses and doctors' eyes when they come into the room, because they didn't really realize what was happening. This was early March of 2020, and it wasn't like there was no real protocol that they were following. But I remember one nurse came in and she was like, "We need to get you out of here because you're going to be okay." And then I went into government quarantine for a couple of weeks, and so it was a tough time, man. Let's just leave it at that. But again, very, very blessed to be here. I'm healthy. I'm in a great frame of mind, and ready to help this industry get back on its feet and do what we're supposed to do, which is bring a lot of joy to a lot of people.
You mentioned also your sons. I know that you just mentioned some of the incredible things that they're doing, and congratulations on that. Do love this shot. I know it goes back a ways a little bit, but that's a cool shot. There's a lot of levity in that shot, Rob.
There's a whole lot of levity in those. Yeah, those guys are really great men now. The little one there, Burke, he's still got that baby face, but he's 6'5". And it's so funny to, there was this movie that was called Baby Driver that was out. He's the spitting image of that guy, Ansel. I don't know what Ansel's last name is, but it's so funny. So I called Burke my baby driver.
That's a great shot. This one is too.
Yeah, that's me and Max. Max, the doctor. He's the doctor, soon to be doctor. That's us at that crazy great Starbucks in the meatpacking district. I was like, I'd forgotten how cool it is to be a Manhattaner again.
Absolutely.
It's kind of neat.
Back in the big city, when Rob and I were talking about him coming on the show, he was ecstatic. He said, "You just tell me the date," and I appreciate that, when and where, and I'll be there. Matter of fact, we were able to capture his reaction when he found out he was coming on the Jim Masters Show live as my special guest. I'm going on the Jim Masters Show live. Oh my God, I love it.
Old Charles Nelson Riley there.
Yeah. I can't wait. When am I going on?
He's got the COVID beard going.
A man of many talents, and quite the sophisticate too.
Oh my God, that was a funny part.
Tell us about this one.
That was Atomic, that little off-Broadway thing that I jumped into for the last 3 weeks or something like that. But it was a great cast. It was me, Jeremy Kushner. Oh God, why am I drawing? Ewan Morton was in it. It was like stacked, this cast, but it was just this odd little piece about Oppenheimer and the A-bomb. And I was the guy, well, not with the Ray-Bans, but I was the guy that in that particular that was a cameo of one of the original uh, um, uh, professors or scientists that was involved in the creation of the A-bomb. And then I ended up playing a guy that worked for the Department of Defense that was kind of overseeing the whole Manhattan Project. It was a bizarre little piece.
And I love this shot too. This is a really cool shot. Tell us about this moment.
Yeah, that's the joy of Budapest right there. That kind of captured me. Tony Bruno. I mean, that was a pinch me experience. Jim filming that for PBS over there. That was just when everything came together. I did enjoy that. Broadway run I didn't enjoy because I was just stressed the whole time. I was wearing too many hats.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just way too stressed out. And then, you know, having to deal with all the unions and my own union kind of gave me a little flack, which really was not very cool, but we worked it out. We knew we were in the right and we dealt with it. But Budapest was magical. 150 people on that stage in that opera house. And I remember that's not where we were originally supposed to film it, but I kept walking past the opera house, which is the sister to the Paris Opera House.
Yeah.
At the same time, back to the hotel, and they kept passing it. And I think they were doing King Lear or something there. I remember seeing a Wagner piece, one of the Valkyries there. And me and my business partner, Bill Franzblau, and our PBS producer, Jeff Rowland. And we were scouting, and I kept going in. I said, can we just go in, please? Can we just go in and look? So we got in, and I walked out on that stage, and I went, Nessun dorma. And I was like, all right, that's the only time I'll ever get to sing that.
Yeah, in
a real opera house, you know.
Yeah.
And man, we got that place. I couldn't believe it. Franzblau was like, guess what? I got you the opera house. And I went, yes. And then we had, you know, it was giant, 75 in the orchestra, another 40 in the choir. You can see in the opera boxes there. And then our band. And, you know, it was so funny when we first did it over there, because I kind of, the look in the eyes of the orchestral, you know, the Philharmonic, and like,
beautiful.
We got to play this. And afterwards they came up and said, this is the best thing that we've ever done and that's ever been in this opera house. The audience, I was so afraid of the audience, because Eastern European audiences normally kind of sit on their hands until the very end, and they do this kind of rhythmic clapping thing, which is it's not an American organic, you know, losing their minds kind of reaction. But I went out and warmed the audience up. We filmed it twice, only twice.
Right.
And I warmed the audience up singing a song that Freddie Mercury sang in a live concert from Budapest in Hungarian. I learned it. And let me tell you, they were with us from the beginning.
Unbelievable. That stage there is absolutely unbelievably beautiful. I think Rob froze there. Did you freeze a little bit, Rob? I think you froze a little bit there. I think your Wi-Fi is frozen. It's a good shot of you. I think your Wi-Fi might be a little tricky, but it's a great shot of you. You're sort of frozen, but it's a good shot. It's not a crazy. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right. You lost us in Budapest. You left us in Budapest.
We're lost in Budapest. Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, it was just.
But that was an amazing experience.
It was my dream to have my own PBS special, but then to have an epic one, and we got. That's one of those things that I can literally go. We did it. We did exactly what we were setting out to do. Absolutely. And people thought that this show too was going to be unproducible. And somehow, with my partners, Bill Franzblau and Randy Fleischer, who's now my angel in heaven, and Kim Scharnberg, who is my new musical collaborator. Kim is an amazing orchestrator, amazing conductor. You'll know Kim from, I mean, all of those amazing arrangements of Jekyll and Hyde, the Scarlet Pimpernel, Civil War, almost anything Wildhorn that's Kim's voice, his orchestral musical voice. And Kim is now my collaborator with Rocktopia. So it's, moving forward, Randy's clearly our vision together, Randy and my vision is clearly intact, but now we have a new musical voice with Randy up in heaven, looking, hopefully smiling down at us. So
yeah. When you first put Rocktopia together as the public television special, then leading, of course, to Broadway, and as you say, it wasn't always as easy as it may have seemed with Broadway, because you were pretty much host, producer, chief bottle washer. You were doing it all, but still a major achievement for you. You were on stages of Broadway through the years in other people's productions, and now here you are returning with one of your own co-creations. Even though it has its little intricacies into it behind the scenes, it still must have been an incredible moment for you when you looked at the marquee behind you and said, "Wow, full circle for me."
I mean, that is the incredible moment. Is to go, that's your vision up on that theater, and that particular theater too was important to me. My producing partner, he knows he knows I'm going to jump up and down and go, "I want that," that kind of thing. And he's like, "Oh, okay, Rob, we'll get you that." So I said, "I want the Broadway theater. If I'm bringing my show to Broadway, I want the Broadway theater, because that's where I first saw Les Misérables. That's where I first saw Miss Saigon. That's where the dream happened for me. When I debuted in Les Mis on Broadway at the Imperial, but Les Mis opened at the Broadway. And when I first saw Les Mis in New York, I saw it at the Broadway. And that was kind of, then to bring my own show back to that theater was kind of like a pinch me moment. So,
yes.
If I'm lucky enough to do it again, which I hope I will be, I plan on enjoying it a little bit more this time. It's funny, I think part of what I've learned in this journey of Rocktopia and where I am at my age and what I've already accomplished is that, and I too, Jim, to be quite honest with you, after Broadway, I was a little bit going, okay, what do I do? Well, I haven't won a Tony, but that's going to happen. If it happens, if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I haven't, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And so that's when I started questioning everything. But now that I've kind of have purpose and a direction and understand what my next thing is, I really want to enjoy it more. I want to have a good time. I want to set it in a situation that's just loving, with the lovities, and bringing all of that positivity, because positivity is a big thing. It really is in life. It's because I went down to like some depression dealing with that stuff. And I think I probably, how creative people struggle with depression generally. And I never really been diagnosed with that. But I think that there have been times where, I am up and then I'm down and I'm up. But that's the roller coaster of show business. I love the thrill, but
Are you a perfectionist?
Terrible perfectionist. Yeah. I'm a terrible, and not until recently, Jim, have I learned that that's a defect, not an attribute. I always thought, I'm a perfectionist. That's great. I want it perfect. But I wanted everything perfect. I expected way too much out of people. I expected way too much out of situations. And now I'm just like, okay, let's just have a good time.
Just let it go. Right. Go. Enjoy the experience. Right. And that comes from doing, right. And from living and learning. And that's the journey of life. So you're letting up a little bit. You're cutting yourself some slack.
Trying, I know it's hard because I still have this kind of thing inside me that's like, well, it's got to be perfect.
Well, you know what I tell people? Here's what I've told people, and I've even applied it to myself, because we are in these industries that also demand excellence and perfection.
Well, definitely consistency.
Yeah. Television, stage, radio, everything where it's, it's now and there's deadlines and it's got to look good and sound good and it's got to, relate to people and attract people. And, if you can inspire people while you're doing that, that's a beautiful thing. And you've always done things where you want to touch people's lives and inspire them and leave the room better than you found it. That's how I operate too, as well. What I say is, and maybe if you sort of incorporate this, it might loosen it a little bit for you. Instead of saying you are striving for perfection, maybe say we're striving for excellence, because perfect is really difficult, if at all, to sort of have happen. Maybe like a newborn baby is that, or a rose opening. But striving for excellence is similar, but it cuts you a little slack. So, your next project, you're striving for excellence. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're striving for excellence. And I've mentioned that to a few people, and they're like, oh my God, I never thought of saying that, but that's what I'm going to do now. And they've incorporated that in, and it's allowed them to strive to be fantastic at what they do and love the ride, but also at the same time, enjoy it as they're doing it too.
I think that's a great way to look at it. And I will definitely use that. It's funny when you think about it as a singer, I can relate to pitch, right? And perfect pitch is a curse.
Yeah.
You want relative pitch.
Right.
If you truly have perfect pitch, you're really anything right that's not dead center on pitch is going to hurt your ears.
Yes.
So, that's perfection.
Yeah.
I just want to, what I strive for is absolutely excellence. I strive for at least the projects that I'm involved in. I'm trying to, I've said no to a lot of things that I've created or put out. Like I made a whole record at one point and never released it. Spent a lot of money on it too, because it wasn't perfect for me, So I'm starting to give myself a break, I think, I will definitely use that in my next mission statement and pay you a nickel every time I say it.
No copay.
It's royalties, baby.
That's it. Your residuals. That and levity, right?
No bucks. Yeah.
While you're there, let's toast.
Hey,
let's toast. Cheers. Cheers.
And
hopefully we'll be doing it again in person. That would be fantastic.
I will hold you to that, and I'll make sure of it. How's that?
We are in the tri-state area, so New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. So we're not far from one another, which I think is a beautiful thing. You've obviously, you understand the blessings and the joys of life. And I love this shot. Look at this shot.
I love that one too. Man, probably the most fun I've ever had in a musical. It wasn't like a Herculean role like Jekyll or like Valjean, but Orange Scrivello DDS, I've never laughed so much. And my goal in life every night was to make Joey Fatone break character. And I was pretty successful every single night. Getting him to do that.
You got him to do it.
And then can you imagine me in the second act, after I've already been fed to the plant, to come out in a Chanel suit and 6-inch, heels and walk on stage? There was that one scene where I'm literally changing 7 times. I think I changed. First time, the head exec of NBC. Then I'm this writer of, I don't know, the gossip column, whoever she was with the Chanel suit. Then I'm Skip Snip of the William Morris Agency. Then I'm this investor that's like a Colonel Sanders guy. And there's like people just ripping clothes off me on each side of the stage. It was so much fun. Little Shop is the perfect little musical. And I'm really actually excited to see what they're doing with it off Broadway right now at the when they open back up. At I think it was called the Little Schubert. What are they calling it now?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. We just had the other night. We just had Dina Torriello on
Okay.
who's the drummer, the chair there.
Oh, Gina, yeah, I saw
Yeah,
some. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
she was
Oh,
just
yeah,
on.
that's right. That's right.
And
She's the drumming that. Right, right.
exactly, exactly. Little Shop of Horrors, The Dentist, Barb says, Barb Dutch. That is cool. Actually, there was somebody here that was saying hello it's Brian from Winter Garden, Florida. Hi, Rob, from Brian and me from Winter Garden, Florida. Karen Dupree said hello as well. Cool. Lots of hellos here from everybody, which is nice. Here's another cool shot.
Yes, sir. The red door. Those were rock tenor shots, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Another
building that, which kind of morphed into Rocktopia.
Mm-hmm.
My vision of the rock tenor was, again, a concert that wasn't Rob Evan in concert, but it was Rob Evan in concert.
What a Rob Evan in concert. Here's another one.
Oh my God, that's holy crap.
At the Woodbury Commons. Yeah.
Is that in Woodbury? Yeah. I got the dad jeans. Oh, they really got the mom jeans on.
What was the event?
I don't know, just a Jekyll Broadway
appearance sort of
thing. They used to make me shave. Well, they wanted to. Robin Phillips, the director, who's gone, wanted me to have a receding hairline, and I just didn't have it naturally. I mean, I've got a progressing hairline, which is funny, but I don't have that widow's peak, and he thought it would make me look more gothic, and so if you look at press shots of me as Jekyll when I took over the part, I was shaving my hairline for literally 3 years. It would grow back like chia pet, and I would have to make it up. And then finally, once I left the show, it grew back. But instead of doing electrolysis, because I was like, I think I might want my hairline back at some point.
Yeah.
But the things we do, especially as young people for roles.
Well, see, in this shot, you didn't even have to worry about the hair.
Which one? Yeah, I'm such a geek. This is my jam. To actually Star Wars, to have, I was a member. I found a letter from the Star Wars fan club in my storage unit yesterday when I went up to Westchester. I was going through some of my stuff looking for my birth certificate, and I found a letter from George Lucas, the Star Wars fan club. I think it was dated 1976.
Yeah.
And
greetings from Georgia. Jason says greetings from Georgia. Jason Ahrens.
What's up, Jason?
Yeah. Greetings from Georgia. Emily. Hey, Rob. Toby is barking hello to you.
Yeah, Emily's she's a great friend.
And all our lovelies say hello as well. The hair, Woodbury Commons, Jill. Oh my God, the hair.
Jill Liptow. Yeah.
But this is cool. This shot.
Oh yeah, the Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So to have my sons, come up around the same time that first Star Wars, then my sons came up during the Phantom Menace and all of that stuff. Which was funny to kind of relive that through their eyes.
Yeah.
Which is really neat.
You mentioned rock tenor. Tell us a little bit about that one in case people aren't as familiar with that, perhaps.
Well, again, it was trying to find a way to promote me as a concert artist,
right?
But again, without saying Rob Evan in concert,
right?
Because that's not going to really sell tickets.
Yeah,
a lot of tickets. The rock tenor coming up with a brand or an idea of, okay, I'm classically trained and I know how to sing opera. I also know how to sing rock, but I'm a Broadway star. So what am I? I'm a little bit of a chameleon, right. And so throughout that particular show, which caught on in Philly like crazy at the Wilma, and we had to close it just because I had prior commitment to go tour with TSO.
Yeah.
And the idea was to build that out into either a casino show or a touring thing. But then I ended up working with Randall Fleischer and had worked with him in symphonies around the world for many years. And in their pops concerts, and Randy had this affinity for rock music, but his teeth were or his kind of foundation was deeply classical. was to take it a little further. So he had this idea, this rock fusion idea, where we would, fuse classical with rock songs. And then Rocktopia, we just went even further. I changed the name from Rock Tenor, which really Rock Tenor kind of became its own thing anyway. Rocktopia evolved into something completely different. And
what was the original vision for Rocktopia? It was an incredible blend of styles of genres of music. What was your initial vision when you had created it?
Well, Randy and I kept performing the Pops concerts with symphonies. And the thing about the Pops concerts is that's the one, concert when I come in and sing Les Mis, or I sing Jekyll, or I sing, Phantom with, 2 to 3 other artists, you Broadway stars, like Christiane Knoll or Anne Ranolfson or Doug LeBrecq or Norm Lewis, or, whoever we're matched up with out there. Hugh Pinero and I have done 1,000 of them together. And Morgan James, who I brought into the world, Capete Jenkins, I brought into the symphony world, who just had a booming career in the symphony world. And so we would sell great. The audiences loved it. Symphonies hated playing it because it was just whole notes most of the time. They weren't trained to play Lloyd Webber. They were trained to play Mahler or Beethoven, or Mozart. And so Randy and I had this idea of killing 2 birds with one stone. We noticed that the symphony audiences that were going to the masterworks were dying off. Yeah. And they weren't getting new symphony audiences. I noticed just in, the demographic wise that, McCartney is 70 now. He's our new senior citizen.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Mick Jagger, these guys, are our senior citizens. At that time, I was in my mid 40s, and I'm the audience, so right. My sweet spot is all of my memories from 70s, 80s rock, the mega rock bands, the classic rock, Queen, Journey, Foreigner, Zeppelin, all those things. So my goal and Randy's goal for Rocktopia was, if Mozart and Beethoven were alive today, they'd be rock stars. They would have used the technology that we have now. They'd use electric instruments. Mozart definitely lived like a rock star. And if Freddie Mercury or Robert Plant or Jimmy Page or Brian May or Pete Townsend or any of these guys were alive circa, Mozart, they'd be our masters. And if you look at their catalog, and that's why I'm very careful in choosing my Rocktopia catalog, is those catalogs, those songs have to have outlived them, will have to have outlived the people that created them. Mm-hmm. So We Are the Champions, Don't Stop Believing, these songs are going to be around 50, 60 more years, easy. If you think about it, they've already been around 40 years.
They have.
And they're still solid. So, these songs, just like Beethoven's Ninth, it's not going anywhere, man. And so I was able to kind of, all right, we've got several charges here. We can really honor the classical music, where I feel like with TSO, we don't go full classical. We use classical themes with rock guitars and crazy lighting and smoke and lasers. So it's quite a spectacle. I wanted to go full on classical so that these musicians were playing what they were trained to play, but then really fuse it with classic rock and not to, because I never wanted to be a tribute. I never wanted to be a cover artist, a cover band. That's the one thing that I'm not good at. I'm not a impersonator. I'm working on a project right now that I want to bring to the symphonies. It's a retrospective of Neil Diamond's music. I'm not going to sing it like Neil Diamond. I'm going to sing it like me, but it's
what a cool idea that is. Wow. I'm
calling it Diamond is Forever.
And paying homage to him, because boy, does everybody misses seeing him on the stage. That's for sure.
I got booked to do a corporate event where I was doing his music, and I was like, okay, Sweet Caroline, or They're Coming to America, or Hello Again, Hello, and all right,
you did that well.
I got into his music and went,
yes, yeah.
Oh my God, this guy is complicated.
Yeah.
He writes these amazing lyrics, And so I want to bring that to the symphony world as a Rob Evan concert,
Right.
but it's his music,
Yeah.
symphonically. That's just lends itself beautiful to strings and all of that. But as far as Rocktopia is concerned, when I'm singing Streets Have No Name, I'm not trying to be Bono. I'm trying to be me, you know. And that was the one thing that I was able to define in my career. You know, I had so many influences coming up, like Colm Wilkinson, or, you know, Anthony Warlow, or who was just an amazing voice, and he did the original concept of Jekyll and Hyde. Or, you know, these are guys, we all, the young guys, all have their influences, right? Absolutely. But then I was able to become my own voice. And then I was able, through Jim Steinman, working with him in the studio, with Paul O'Neill, with Frank Wildhorn in the studio, to be able to create this guy that walks a line between rock and legit, but he's right on the line. And they buy it in the rock world. I have street cred with rockers, and then I have street cred with Broadway people and opera people, because I can sing this in Norma, the same key as Pavarotti, and you know, I
got a very powerful voice. You can take the roof off. Yeah.
So I needed a project to highlight that too, and there are other artists, you know, that talk about excellence. That is our mission statement, is as far as what we look for in a Rocktopia artist is the highest quality of musicianship. You know, whether it's a guitar player or a violin player or a vocalist, they need to be world-class artists, and it's hard to find, but they're out there, man. They really are.
Yeah. So is Rocktopia forming into a new production? Tell us a little bit about some of what's coming up next for you. Yeah.
All right. So, you know,
the scientist is at work.
I really want to tease you with this. And then I realized I've gotten so deep into it now, and it's much bigger than I thought it would be, that my lawyers are like, you can't talk about it. I now have to protect it, because it's something that I thought was so obvious.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been done yet. Yeah. So I will say this.
It's exciting.
I'm not really trying to.
It's exciting, and get online for tickets now.
Well, I mean, we're in development this year. I don't want to push it. I'm gonna debut it next year with
congratulations.
With a concept album, possibly a film, and then maybe a return to Broadway. But right now, it's story driven for the first time, which is neat, because with Rocktopia, Classical Revolution, I originally had that shape, Jim, around the arc of a human life, but I realized it was still loose, and I couldn't really tell a story. I didn't want to tell a story. I dealt with a lot of copyright issues and things like that too. I didn't want to over complicate it. I wanted the audience to enjoy the music. That's the point of that. It had a flow and an arc, but in some ways they were interchangeable parts. With the particular project that I'm working on right now, and this version of Rocktopia, which is still Rocktopia, it does have a story. And what's so amazing about the story is its simplicity. And it's a very big commercial brand. And the way I'm treating it is almost Baz Luhrmann-like. It's very different. That's why I see a film treatment in there. In a, you know, not really I don't think PBS will go that route. I think there could be a film. So right now I'm giving myself the rest of this year to develop it. I've got, you know, putting the team together. And I'm raising capital, which I've already got a ton pledged, because when they heard the idea, they were like, duh. And the great thing about Rocktopia with Bill Franzblau and I is that we already built the machine, and we built the brand. Now the brand, you know, this is the way it works. TSO didn't really catch on for several years.
It took time,
and then it became a Christmas tradition.
That Ghost of Christmas Eve, the Ossie Davis, that whole special.
All that stuff wasn't. I mean, when I joined the band, that was already out.
Right.
And I saw that because they asked me to, my agent, who at that time was Linda Etter's agent, was saying, showed it to me and Linda and said, are you interested in being a part of this? Because they were with Atlantic, and Frank was, Wildhorn was at Atlantic, and Jason Flom is our music exec with TSO, and I think he's at Universal now. So I think technically we're at Universal, but all the records back there are from Atlantic Records. And but this suited me a lot more than Linda, a lot more than Etter. And so I saw the special, but when I told people what I was in, they're like, "You're in the Trans-Siberian what?"
Right.
And,
Yeah, Trans-Siberian, yeah.
And you had to explain it. It's kind of the way I felt about Rocktopia. And I kind of have to explain it, but now I don't have to. The elevator pitch is clear. We spent a lot of money on marketing for Broadway, so I know exactly what my demographic is. We already, the physical side, we know how to tour this. We know how to produce it. So all of that stuff is done. So now we can get deep into the story and really spend the time to turn it into something even bigger. And I'm just, all of this time off, it's funny. I'm really believing that everything happens for a reason. And I'm bringing a lot of my personal experiences to the story, because at the end of the day, it's my star is a common man. He could be anybody. His family, it could be anybody's family. Everybody's going through this situation. And I've updated it to a current setting post-pandemic, which is kind of interesting. So it's a little too soon right now, emotionally, I think, for people to.
And we'll have you back once it's going. Maybe we'll have you back, just before or what have you, to talk it up even more. That would be a pleasure. Did you say the star is a common man?
I'm saying the character.
There's a reason. There's a reason why I say that.
Why is that?
Speaking of stars, you like that segue? That's a Jim Masters segue.
That's the mother of my children's lovely foot, covering up the famous S from the producer Robert Evans. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. Coming soon.
Right, exactly.
There's another shot that we wanted to show. I love this shot. This is really cool.
That's the magic of TSO right there, man.
Yeah. That's a really great one. And you can't top that.
I think I had one with fangs on it too. That's my that's kind of a little idea too. I'm working with some other industry people where we're talking about developing a project of maybe seeing through some rock operas. And I'd love to, even if it's just for a reunion Halloween concert, and I kind of I test things out on Facebook just to see what responses I get.
Well, this is the perfect shot to sum up the year of COVID.
Oh, truly, yeah, seriously.
Course,
but we were thinking about doing a Dance of the Vampires reunion. Maybe
oh, really?
Or something like that. Yeah, that would be fun.
Wow, that would be cool. So again, these experiences you've had are pretty rich, my friend. A lot of cool experiences, a lot of time put in, a lot of years put in. This is a cool shot. I showed it a little bit earlier, but it's just a really great shot.
And that's all my hair too, man. That's
that is all yours, huh?
It's all mine.
Wow.
We had a hat for the end of the act to put on that had hair in it, but that particular shot was all my hair.
You mentioned the Beatles a little bit earlier, and I think there's a perfect segue to this. What a cool shot. Tell us about this one.
That was in Budapest. Yeah, I had to get my Abbey Road shot with the Rocktopians.
Yeah, really cool, huh?
And let me tell you, that of course I went barefooted. I went bare feet because of the record.
Oh, that's right. I even noticed that. I thought you were wearing like cream color shoes or something.
No. Because if you look at it, I think it's Paul that's barefoot on the record cover.
Right.
McCartney is, and I And let me tell you, it was like 90 degrees, and that was hot asphalt.
You still have the burn marks on the bottom of your feet to prove it,
Seriously.
right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Now, you wanted to play something for our lovely audience that's here watching around the world? Tickle.
I mean, I was going to do, because you'd
Love it.
asked me to sing. I don't really have anything set up. I mean, we could do a little karaoke thing if you want. I was going to do a sweet
Yeah,
little
a
Neil Diamond
cappella
song.
or whatever. Yeah, whatever you want. They're asking about it. Absolutely.
Let me do a little song that I think is really sweet. It's let me see if I can find
Emily
it.
has a question here. Can you see her question?
I mean, I want to do Minerva Realm, Traeger. You know that. I think, yeah, I think Minerva Realm would be kind of like a Pink Floyd album experience. You know,
Yeah.
with you know, make it to Epiphany, right? Ralph, yeah, right, dude, yeah, right. Yeah. Epiphany is like a 12-minute
That's
song
what friends
that
are for.
I've done it twice because kind of on a dare, but I did it once in Paris. That was pretty cool to do it there at the Olympia, where the Beatles had played.
Yeah.
So let me see if this is set up. Hold on just a second.
Yeah. Oh no, they love to see your chair. We have this whole thing. I can't tell you, 9 out of 10 guests, we end up seeing the chair that they're sitting in. Let's see that chair. Nice comfy chair. Several of our lovely viewers are now happy. It's amazing. I would say most of the guests have, oh, now he made the chair higher. Now you can really see the chair, gang. You happy? Now that's a chair. It's been amazing because guests have had to get up out of the chairs sometimes to grab their Oscar they want to show, or their book, or their family photos, or their dog jumps into the scene and hops on their lap, or their child does, or they need to get a glass of something liquid, or their earbud batteries die out, or their cell phone or laptop batteries die out, and you end up seeing the chair. So the viewers have said, Jim, we should do a whole episode where you edit together guests' chairs and we play guess which guest sat in that chair. You don't understand. Juanita in South Africa and all the others that are watching are happy that they get a chance to see your chair. And that's a chair.
Why don't you try to switch over to the other? Can you switch over to the other camera?
So that camera 2 went down when you froze, so you have to bring that one back up. Up, here it comes. So we'll bring that up. There it is. Okay, so we got camera 2. Now that mic is muted. It has the little mute.
No, I'm gonna switch mics. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, there you go. See, this guy knows what he's doing. Are you kidding me? He knows what he's doing. Tesla Bella says, haha, comfy chair. Yes. Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
All right.
I'll take the other one.
I mean, again.
So what I'll do is I'll just take camera 1 out of the screen. You want me to take camera 1 out of the screen? And then we'll leave 2 up. And then when you sit back down, we'll bring the other one up.
Dude, this is like magic.
I tell you, psh, high five.
High five. Success.
Oh, are we professionals or what? Here we go.
All right, let's see if this works. This is
there
a
you
song
are.
called a really sweet song that Neil Diamond wrote, one of my favorites, called Play Me. Let's see if we can get the volume going here. See how this works. Can you hear it?
We can hear it, yeah.
All right, let's give it a shot. Here we go.
All right, Rob Evan live.
Make the glasses come off. Woo! She was morning and I was nighttime. I woke up one day to find her lying beside my bed. I softly said, come take me. For I feel lonely, in need of someone, as though I'd done someone wrong somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't know where. Come lately. You are the sun, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play in me. Songs she sang to me, songs she bring to me, words that sang in me, rhymes that spring from me, warm the night. And what was right became me. You are the stars, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play me. And in the symphony, da, 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 da. I think this would be beautiful with like 65 pieces of strings. He's got so many songs like this. And so it was that I came to travel along a road that was formed and narrow, another face would save me. You are the stars, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play me. You are the stars, I am the moon. You are the words, I am the tune. Play.
Very nice, my friend. Really, really nice.
You're breaking up.
Very nice, very nice. Want to move to the other one? Look at that. We'll get rid of camera 2. Boom. Here he comes. Oh, thank you for joining us. Thank you for stopping by. Are you muted? Oh, you're muted.
Did it break up? Because you were breaking up.
No, it was muted. Yeah, I was.
No, but did it break up when I was singing? Because I heard it kind of breaking up.
Oh no! It was perfect. It was perfect.
Success.
I like the way you just sort of, smoothly went right into that chair. Jill says, dude, you're making me cry. Juanita says she's in South Africa, one of our regular lovely viewers. Love this song.
Cool.
You sing it beautifully. Yeah, we have viewers all around the world who are with us literally every night, Rob. It's amazing as we just continue to grow here. Merlin is always here from Ontario, Canada. A wonderful dear friend, Tess Labella, Florida. Hearts, microphones. Wow. Jill says, missed your voice so much. Angela Chamberlain says, what can I say? Barb Dutch says, I can listen to you sing the phone book. Tess says, touching, love your voice. That is one of his, Mary Bishop in Florida, beautiful voice. Anne in Jacksonville, Florida, one of our regular lovely viewers, hearts and claps. Juanita gives claps as well. That is one of my favorites of his songs too. He really has an incredible library of songs, doesn't he?
I mean, it's like Brother Loves Traveling. What is it? Brother Loves Traveling. Salvation Show. They actually, Quentin Tarantino put that in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. On August night when the leaves hanging down and the grass on the ground smelling sweet. It's so great. And then what else? He's got Solitary Man, Kentucky Woman. Uh, I'm having a blast going through his material. And then, when you want to give that far, they've been traveling far, you do the little Neil Diamond.
Coming to America. Yeah. That time period too of music with all of those artists that were prolific during those years, and, still even to this day, but just putting out, the Neil Diamonds and the Barry Manilows and the Carpenters and just all of those Jackson Browns, just all of the James Taylor, Carole King, unbelievable. Right. It's unbelievable music in this time period that you're dipping into. And I think at a very, not just opportune, but a perfectly timed moment in our lives when people are really craving things that make them feel good, nostalgic too, but things that just bring them back to sort of the sensibilities of what life is really all about, the simplicity, the authenticity, the organic feeling of love and friendship and relationships and, goodness and empathy and compassion. And these songs, as innocent as they may sound, have incredible stories, and the melodies are extraordinary, and we remember them. Whenever you hear them pop on the radio, everybody always starts singing along with these songs. I think you're tapping into something that the world can use about now, Rob.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Jim. And again, a lot of this stuff that I do, when I come up with ideas, it's got to be organic to me. I really, you keep using, and I love that. And I will use this excellence idea of not just excellence in execution, but excellence in going, I'm not a good faker. I don't like to pose. I don't like to fake. If I'm feeling it, the audience will feel it. That's the way I am with my passion. And I'm sure you are too, Jim. When you're really feeling something and you're so passionate, people flock around you because they want to be around that excitement and that. And so when I decide, I really want to do this, I'm passionate about it. It just reaches the audience in a different way. They might not know why. I might not talk about it, but they'll go, there's something going on up there that's kind of cool,
Exactly. When you touch people in the way that you do through music and through story, it's long lasting. And I would imagine, we see some of the comments we're getting talking about how much they're enjoying watching the show, how much they're enjoying your coming on as a guest, bringing back all these great memories, looking forward to the future. When I get feedback, I've had people write me letters who are shut-ins, listening to me for years on the radio, watching me on TV, and I'll get these letters. I'm sure you do too. I have, downstairs and in this climate-controlled storage unit we pay for that has all of the records, all of my television work, on tape that you don't want a fire or a flood to get at.
Right.
And all this years worth of, thousands of CDs and records and tapes and photos and all of this stuff. But a career scrapbook of photos and letters and accolades and handwritten letters from people that I've never met who will say, I never thought to come up to you. I was afraid to come up to you to say anything, but I just need you to know that what you do or what you said or what you did really touched me. It moved me, and I had to tell you, I need you to know that. I imagine you have something like that too, where it's filled with all the nostalgia, the accolades, but also the memories and touching notes and words that people have, shared with you, how your music and how your talent, whether it's starring on Broadway in a Broadway play, whether it's, musically or whatever it may be, has touched people in a profound way.
It's funny you say that because I'm now able to emotionally kind of go back through that again. When I kind of said I don't want to sing anymore, I couldn't I didn't want to be that persona, that guy. People would talk to me about me in third person. It's like,
Yeah.
well, Rob Evan, where's Rob Evan? I'm like, stand right the F in
Like
front
they're
of me.
announcing him, like the red carpet and Rob Evan,
What are
right?
you talking about?
Keep back 500 feet. Yeah.
Right. Now
I've never known you
I
to be
couldn't
like
look at
that too.
these.
All the times I've seen you, backstage, on stage, in TV studios, I've always seen you to be affable and approachable and funny and always. I mean, when I was backstage, when you invited me to come to Rocktopia, and even when we were at PBS, you're talking to the crew, you're
That was fun.
saying
Actually,
hello to people that are ansering phones and taking
not all
PBS pledges.
stations are like yours, man. Woo!
I was raised right.
You actually
I
were
wear
the
many
highlight
hats.
of my PBS tour by far. I don't have terrible things to say about PBS, but they're not Jim Master.
You've had some experiences. Well, when you were with us, we had a good time. We really had a good time, and it was like, you're the man. No, you're the man. So, it takes a village, doesn't it? It takes a village.
Maybe it takes. Yes.
What else is on the Rob Evan bucket list? I mean, I know you're always, I can understand and relate to what you said I think you said that there was an album or something that you had ready to go and then you paused on it and never released it. I can identify with that because one of the hardest things for me to do is when I have to update my demo reel, my television demo reel of all the work I do on TV here, there, and everywhere, or voiceover reel or whatever, because you get in the way of yourself. You're like, I have thousands of hours of stuff. How the heck am I going to go through all of this and narrow this down to 5 minutes, if they even watch 5 minutes anymore? Now I think it used to be like 20 minutes they would watch. Now it's like, got to grab them in the first 2.5 minutes or they go to the next thing. How am I going to summarize all this work, all these TV stations, networks, shows, all these different things I've been involved in into like a 2 to 3 minute reel? I mean, so the condensing of it and the selecting of it, and what do I put first? Do I save the best for last, or do I come out of the gate and grab them? And because striving to make that reel, because that reel is like a one-shot situation. Here's the reel, look at it, what do you think? So I've always found it difficult and have gotten in my way where there's times I should have updated it way before I did. And I have all this stuff. And what I have done, and I don't know if you've ever fallen into this trap, a couple of my colleagues have said, who are performers and artists, have said they have had this happen sometimes too. You'll do something fantastic. You'll be involved in a production, a show, a presentation, whatever the heck it is. And everybody around you is saying, my God, that was awesome. That was amazing. You knocked it out of the park. You were phenomenal. Wow, wow, wow. But for you, you're not satisfied with it. So you say to yourself, oh, well, you know what? Making a demo reel, I'll wait until I do that next thing, because that next thing is going to top the thing I just did. The thing that everybody else is saying was epic. You don't see it because you see it through your eyes. They're seeing it through theirs. Your eyes are more critical. So you'll say to yourself, that was good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. But in your mind, you're like, the next thing is going to be even better. And then the thing after that's going to be better. And then you never make the tape. You never update that demo reel because you keep saying you're going to top the last thing. So I've learned to say, knock that off, get it together, get that reel going. You got really good stuff on there. Get it out now. The clock waits for nobody.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think it's a mix of that, Jim. I think, because you clearly are a perfectionist too, and I think that you have done so much, right? And so we've got to use that to our advantage. We got to know, that we've done a lot of stuff, and we can go back and put something together that shows that giant journey that we've taken, but it's going to be a hell of a lot more than 5 minutes. And so, my answer to a lot of people that they're like, tell me a little bit about your career. And I say, just Google me.
Because
I can't do that. I'm not that guy.
Right.
I don't like to sell myself. Just go Google me, please.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah,
but with you,
is hard.
And I think you actually, just as a producer, I was listening to you talk, going, well, how would I produce Jim's demo? I would probably, if I was going to do something, first of all, I think in your gut, and I do think it's important to listen to people's feedback, but I think you have to follow your gut. You've been in this business long enough. I have too. We know in our gut when we've done something that's cool and important. Yeah. And we know when maybe not so. That record that I did was not my best work. So I didn't feel comfortable releasing it. And I'm glad I didn't to this day. And this was like 15 years ago. So it was just not. PBS special, that's my best work. I'm very thrilled. And I could stand behind that and go, that was good. And I can listen to that record. I can listen to my Minerva Realm project and go, I'm proud of that. Whether it makes me a penny or not, I can stand behind it. People are always going to tell us what they think. I mean, if opinions were blank,
you would never start your car. You'd never leave the house.
And that's part of the liberation of my phase 2 of my life, is I'm allowing people to have their points of view and their opinions, but I don't have to agree with them.
But you can filter.
Or beat myself up over them, because we're going to be sitting right where we're sitting, because that's what we do for a living. And there are people out there that are commenting, and it's wonderful to see wonderful comments, but then there are going to be people that don't. And I just want those people that don't comment, don't give lovely feedback, to go, I don't take myself that seriously. Please don't take me seriously. Life is way too fragile to take yourself too seriously.
It's short and it's precious. Absolutely. What are some things you learned about yourself during the last 14 months or so, Rob? I think one thing that I've noticed about you, and just following your work, and then of course knowing you as I do, you go deep. You go deep. You're all in with the family, with your work. I'm very similar to that. You're all in. If you're going to do it, if you're going to sign in, you're signed up to go all in. But there's this side of you that really is deep and sort of wearing the heart on the sleeve as well, which I think, sometimes in our society, they're like, oh, you shouldn't have that, and you're going to hide that, and blah, blah, blah. I think that's a great thing. And I think people are craving that more than ever now.
I'm genuinely sincere when I do something. And if it means that I'm going to fall on my face, then I'll fall on my face. The thing that I've known to do is get back up again, and to show my sons that without failure, there's no way you can be a success. No way. You need to fail. It's important. And then you need to not just learn where you went wrong, but you got to learn just to get up again, keep coming back. You keep showing up. It's, and then you have wonderful things to offer. It will pay off. I've part of that too, Jim, you were talking about, the breadth of our work, and we've done a lot of stuff. And I brought my own show to Broadway, and I've got those records, and I've got, 9 different Broadway and off-Broadway shows, and I've got the college football experience, and yada, yada, yada. But now I think I'm not going to look at it as like, well, my best work's yet to come, or, I'm still climbing that ladder, because you'll hit the top and realize that there's a whole nother rung, and, you're never going to be happy. I'm just looking for some happiness now, and in that, I'm finding some purpose, and I'm finding my creativity again, and going, I have more to say. Yay, this is fun. And if it's just for me and it's cathartic for me, that's where I'm starting. That's why I'm not pushing to do anything this year with the project. I really want it to take its time and to kind of unroll or roll out the way I want it to. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. I need to be okay with that possibility, which is a big one in our industry.
What's on, if I hate using that word bucket list because everybody uses that, but what are some other things in or out of the industry that are tickling your fancy that you still have on that to-do list of things that Rob Evan is passionate about, again, in the industry or out?
I would love to do. I'd love to do some on-camera work of a guy my age and play a deep, complicated role, or even just a supporting role, because I have lived a very deep, complicated life, and what I can bring to parts now is again just some honesty and truth. To me, acting is all about honesty.
It is,
and I think I have something to say there. I'd like to find a way also to, I'm not chasing money anymore, because again, I don't necessarily have to. I'm back to kind of just taking care of myself. I did what I was supposed to do as a father and a husband, for 30 years and got, my sons to, be where they are and self-sufficient, and they're wonderful, young men that are just good humans and actually know how to take care of themselves. I'll always be there for them. And I'm not going to turn away the money, because I think I'd love to set my family up. You know me as a family person, I'd always love to set my family up. But if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, that's okay. I just want to find happiness. I have found my love for singing again. I'm scared to do it just because all these people are like, I haven't heard you sing in such a long time, and Barbara's like Phantom, and like, come on, Barbara. I see that
Phantom, and somebody said go back to TSO
okay.
too.
You wanted me to say it, I'll say it. Yes, Phantom, sure. Do I want to wear the mask?
Oh
yeah. Yes, of course. But do I have to? Absolutely not. I've done it so many times in concert with full symphony orchestras, loving that, and then not having to sit 2 hours in the makeup chair. So boom.
Yeah.
I'd love to play King George, though. I need to hit up my buddy Lin-Manuel and also Alec Lacamoire to remind them that at some point I'd love to sit in as King George.
What about television for yourself? Not necessarily doing like specials, but like being in a television drama or comedy, whatever, being a television actor or film actor?
I don't know. I get so much out of singing.
Yeah.
I don't. I haven't. I think I would get a lot out of just acting. It'd take the stress off, because when you're acting and singing, you always have to have that part of your brain that's ready to jump into song. Yes. And so you're always kind of checking in with your voice and just, subconsciously. So that would clear that from my plate, and then I would be able to get deeper into a scene and not have to worry about, is it there? I don't know. God on high. Okay, I think it's there. I remember so many times I'd go backstage, when I was sick or something, and go, bring him. Okay, I'm out. That's it.
That was
that took me a second half just to sing "Bring Him Home," because I was like, I don't want that kind of stress. Are you kidding me? The audience is like, they're ready for "Bring Him Home." You better. I'm like, you paid the money. You deserve to get "Bring Him Home" by a guy that is not sick. So you go take it.
Is there? What are some places that you would love to perform, maybe around the world, that you haven't had a chance to perform at yet? Venues.
I played every place in town except Carnegie.
Ralph asks if you play any musical instruments.
I play the keys. I mess around with the guitar, but there's the thing about that, Ralph, is that I'm on stage. It's like asking a great guitar player, does he sing? He's right. Like, yeah, I can sing, but
yeah, of course. Right.
But if Rob Evans on stage, that's his job.
Right.
And if Alex Skolnick or Joel Hoekstra or Tony Bruno's on stage, their job's the guitar, not mine. So it's it's like, can I play some guitar? Yeah. Can I play keys? Yeah. I mess around with the keyboard. I love it. It's my own passion. But do I want to carry that into performance? Absolutely not. Not at this point in my career.
How much do you love the producing versus the performing? I mean, you've had your feet in just about all aspects of a television production, a Broadway production, musical productions, recordings in studios, big theatrical productions, concerts, tours. Are you always the performer, then the producer, or the producer who likes to perform? Or is it 50-50 for you, Rob?
Um, it all kind of melds together when I have a vision. So, for instance, this new Rocktopia project, I think ultimately I'll serve it best by not being in it. I may, be a part of some of the workshops just to serve the vision. I may, appear in it, occasionally, like Paul O'Neill appeared in TSO. And I might do a song on the concept album, but I think it would be better because I have such the creative vision of what this is. Putting me on stage takes me away from actually helping my project, and then I hurt my project that way. So I think what I'd like to start doing more of is delineating my lanes. I think by trying to drive in 6 lanes at once, it's just dangerous for anybody out on the road, especially me as the driver. I think if I can go, okay, this is my lane. I know how to raise money. I've gotten good at that, which I thought I would hate. But again, we go back to that passion and that sincerity and that authenticity idea. And what I've found is with people that want to be a part of some of this stuff, they can't purchase what Jim, you and I have, which is a talent for doing what we do. And, but they want to be a part of the ride. And so I'm like, well, jump on. I'll love to take you on this ride, but you have the capital to help me get it off the ground and to make it happen. So it's something that when I really believe in something, the money comes pretty easily. But I think that I really enjoy directing. I enjoy helping an artist find their way on stage, and especially in something that I can somehow, having been an artist, can help them get out of their own way and make them better in serving my project. So that's my goal. I think, again, okay, am I going to play director today? Well, then just be the director. Don't go and think you have to do everything. I think that's egotistical and egomaniacal, and I don't want to be.
Are you a good delegator or no? Are you the last one in the room making sure everything is
a control freak? Yes, I am a control freak.
You notice how I said it softly? A good delegator.
I like to delegate. I do like to delegate, but man, there comes my perfectionism again. You better bring it. Yeah. But I've got a team now, which is neat. I got a team of warriors that you got a support team, and I know what they bring to the table, and that's when I don't get in their way. If I will completely stay out of your way if I trust you.
Yes, right, and that's key, right? And that's earned. You can't buy that. That is earned. Trust is earned, isn't it? And kept.
Absolutely, and I've been burned on that, and I burned other people on that. So, it's a two-way street, man. It really is.
Yeah. Ralph asks a question. I guess that can say, what does he say here? If you could have a 1-hour conversation with one person, living or dead, who would it be? I guess aside from Jim Masters, who would that be? God, the Pope, Jackie Gleason,
right? Or Ralph. That's hard, man. I don't know.
Or maybe George Burns.
That's awesome.
There he is, there with his cigar.
That's awesome. I don't know if
you have a conversation with George Burns, you're having a conversation with God too, because he played God in the movie.
Right. Exactly. Well, Frank Gorshin, I think is his name, the guy that played in Goodnight Gracie.
Yes.
My producing partner, Bill Franzbaum, produced Goodnight Gracie. I think it was it was on Broadway. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Years ago. I don't know, Ralph. Abe Lincoln, maybe. That would be an interesting conversation.
What a choice. Great choice.
Abraham Lincoln, being an
Yeah.
American, I think what he went through, and he was leading or attempting to lead our country through one of its darkest times ever.
Darkest times.
I'd love to have a conversation with Abraham Lincoln.
What would you say to somebody watching right now live, or perhaps in our archives on a YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV? And again, I encourage folks to subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the levity and click the notification bell so you never miss any of our live daily episodes. But if they're watching this later on, even 6 months from now, and they're considering going into, they're admiring Rob and Rob's work and Rob's talent, they're like, oh, I think I'd like to try that too. What, and that's another area too, I'm sure, that you enjoy, is mentoring others and teaching others. And I could even see you, teaching along the way. What would be a bit of advice you'd say to somebody who's considering going into this line of work? Obviously, blood, sweat, and tears, resilience, there's rejection, there's up, there's down, but you got to really, really love it, right?
I mean, I always say this, and this is legit what I say. If you can do anything else, go do it.
Everybody says that.
But if you know in your heart, this is what you have to do, and you will know if you really, really have to do this. It's a calling. It's not a choice. It's not an option. All right. It's something that you have to do physically, emotionally, mentally. Then never take no for an answer. There's always room at the top for great. Always. They might, people will come, mediocre people will come and tell you the numbers are terrible, that there's, it's a terrible industry, that, I see all of these colleges now offering musical theater degrees all over the country, and for ultimately what are terrible odds, which I have very mixed feelings about that. I think that not every college should charge a kid $100,000 to get a musical theater degree. It really pisses me off. That being said, follow that dream, go train, work hard, know who you are, know what you bring to the table, know your limitations. That's a really important thing. There are so many people that don't know their limitations, don't understand how they come across or what type they are. And then once you figure that out, embrace it. And, really, and then the other thing I would say is really try to surround yourself with great people if you can. I mean, it's hard to tell who's great and who's not. But what I did as an actor, because I didn't grow up studying theater, or I wasn't classically trained as an actor, but I was, in a way, by the school of Broadway, and working with Trevor Nunn and John Caird and Robin Phillips and Jerry Zaks and all of these great directors, and with great actors and not so great actors, which is almost even more important, because you can see what's not working, and you sit there and observe. You steal from the greats. You learn from the mistakes that the ones that are making mistakes. And it just informs you. It's a learning process every day. Still, I've got so much to learn as an actor.
What are some of those blessings and joys in your life that continue to push you forward and give you that resilience and confidence to want to continue to create and share with the world, Rob?
What makes me want to do that? Was that your question? What drives me to do that?
The blessings and the joys in your life that inspire you to create and continue to create.
I get lost in music. I used to get lost in songs and stories when I'm telling a story through song. I mean, if anybody says that, oh, I'm a singer, I'm not an actor, you think about any great singer, any of the famous singers, any of them, they're all good actors. They're telling stories. Springsteen, Billy Joel, Elton John, all these guys are telling amazing stories through their songs. And when I would get into a TSO thing or try to tell one of Paul's immensely difficult tales through a song that I was tasked to sing, I would try to get lost in it and that emotion would seem to reach the audience. I feel like that some of my TSO friends out there will agree. You know, when I'm playing Beethoven, or while I'm singing The Father in A Lost Christmas Eve, or Trondeau in Night Castle. So music still moves me. So that's a blessing. I of course I want to continue to make my sons proud of their dad. They saw me as a superhero. And, you know, when I had a couple tough years, that was tough on them. But, you know, my youngest said, Dad, you know, that in that story of any great superhero, and they, you know, they find kryptonite, or they fall on their face and whatnot, and they get up and they fight their way back, they find they've got new superpowers and are even stronger when they come back. So, you know, I'm trying to find my new superpowers in phase 2, which I'm starting to kind of feel confident in. You know what I do, I like a lot, Jim, and some of the blessings are just the process alone of putting on something, or putting together a project that you so believe in and you so love, and sharing that with other artists and musicians, and that kind of communion and fellowship that you have with them when you create. And it's a magical experience.
I think we all sort of morph and sort of not necessarily fully reinvent ourselves as we go along, but as we go along, we find little nuggets, and we get reintroduced to ourselves in many different ways. And what we've all experienced in the last 14 months has certainly given us reason to certainly do that. And it sounds like you've been doing that as well. And you have some really amazing things coming down the pike that are not only exciting, but I think are really going to pull out of you so much, even more. I mean, you've given so much already, Rob, but there's just so much more that's there that you're going to just let loose for everybody. That's kind of like what I'm doing with this show too. I mean, this was created a year ago, 400 plus episodes ago, and I always thank you. You know, I was always so busy, and people said you should do an entertainment lifestyle talk show series, but I've been always so busy doing all the professional work. I never really had time to devote to creating this on the side and doing it daily. But I think we've all had moments where we've said, you know what, continue to do what you do and do it for the right reasons, but touch into other aspects of who you are and let them rise to the surface, and then shoot it out to the world. And you're doing that. And I know I've seen like there's this transformation. There's something that's going on within you, which is actually, and some of it comes through trial and error, and some of it comes through up and down, but it's a beautiful thing that's happening to you, Rob, and quite exciting.
Listen, we evolve or die. That's, you know, those are the options. As Henry Jekyll says, the only thing constant is change. And, you know, it's the truth. There's so much, and so many of the roles that I've played, Jim, that I'm going, oh my God, I played that too young to understand, really.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's all me, you know, all of those aspects of Valjean that, you know, were me. All the aspects of Jekyll and Hyde, you know, when I would come home a different person, you know, and the boys are like, Dad, Mr. Hyde's home today. And I'm like, really? What are you talking about? I'm the same guy. No, you're dark, Dad. You're really dark.
So we're going to go to bed early, and we'll see you in the morning, Dad.
Yeah. Peace out, Dad.
Yeah. We took the garbage out. We mowed the lawn. We're good. That's funny.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I agree that if we are capable of evolving, and we're also capable of being aware of ourselves and living in the moment, and being mindful of every moment in our lives, you know, it's a really cool place. Jim was asking, what's my Zen place, the ocean or the mountains?
Yeah.
Ocean's always been my Zen place.
Me too.
Something about those waves and that water, and it's just my end game, I think, housing wise, would be a loft in Soho and a beach house for the family to use whenever they wanted to in Florida. So that's kind of what I see as,
Yeah.
the places that I can go escape to. But I'm a New Yorker, I am now after 30 years. I'm a New Yorker, so I love it here.
The ocean is mine too. Growing up on Long Island, being surrounded by the ocean, here along the coast as well. New England, swimming, surfing, boogie boarding, sailing it. You have to drag me out of it. I was in the ocean swimming once with a family, and they were getting the car packed up, getting ready to leave. And they're like, "Come on, Jim, let's go. We're leaving." And I'm like, "How come we're leaving? Why are we?" It's just in Florida. "Why are we leaving?" They said, "Because it's starting to rain." I said, "Yeah, but I'm in the ocean. I'm already wet." They said, "Yeah, but in Florida, there's thunder and lightning that comes out.
Right.
It's like, the parting of the sea."
I used to love to go out as a kid when it was thundering like that. I was like, "God, this is awesome." Yeah.
The skies open up at 2:00 in Florida, and then they dry up at 2:10.
Right. Yeah. But it's pretty intense.
So you're enjoying the ride. You're soaking it all up. You're pivoting and producing, and lots more for us to enjoy from you, Rob. Right?
That's the plan, baby. That's the plan, and I'm sticking with it.
Best way to be. This was fantastic. We chatted, went by like in a New York minute. Every guest says it never feels like it. We always let it ride. We don't put it like I asked you, how long do you have? I always ask every guest, how much time do you have? We'll just let it ride, freestyle. If you got to go quick, you go quick. If you want to stay longer, you can do that. But we chatted just about 2 hours, and it absolutely didn't feel like it. It feels like, we're sitting across from each other and just shooting the breeze. We actually are.
That's the world we live in now too. Is I think people are starting to embrace the Zoom idea and the idea of this virtual kind of relationship that we're forming. And I was thinking too. Your demo reel, Jim, is look over some of the stuff that you're doing right now. I did a little due diligence on it as well, and it's solid and it's relevant. All of this idea that you got, I think is spot on. So congratulations. Kudos, man. Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Ralph says, "Thanks, guys." And thank you for tuning in, Ralph. Hope you'll be back. We welcome everybody to come back. Everybody say bye to each other. That's Jane in Sweden, who's saying thanks for being with us. Great conversation tonight. Juanita in South Africa. Thank you, Ralph, for spending time with us and sharing your stories and beautiful music. Mary in Florida, Pine Island, Florida. Wonderful conversation. Rob and Jim, good luck with all of your endeavors, Rob. Barb Dutch says, "Love you, my friend. Virtual hugs until we see each other again." And let's see. Emily says, "Can't wait to see you again as well." Thank you, Emily. And we hope you guys will continue watching us here on the Jim Master Show Live. We would love that, love that, love that. Juanita goes, "Jim, we all know you don't do 1 hour conversations." You figured me out, didn't you? You figured me out. Jill says, "Thanks, Rob. So good to see you. Much love." And it has been really fantastic. And, for some people coming on our show, which is quite amazing, it's like the first time that they've been seen or heard from since the pandemic coming on this show here, which I think is, I'm honored by that. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think
first time I've sung in front of people since a year and a half.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to pop by and join us, my friend. And in the corner there, is that a lava lamp that changes the colors? That's cool.
Oh yeah, it's not a lava lamp. It's just kind of where is that, baby?
Yeah,
in the sphere over there.
It's on your right. Yeah, now it's green.
Oh yeah. It's just a cool vibe.
Blue.
So when I get the lights out, this is kind of my chill vibey. I started to meditate a little bit, boy, which is kind of neat. It helps me go to sleep when my brain is like spinning, and I'm coming up with ideas, and I'm just trying to like calm it down a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, a couple more coming in. Lainey Malone, welcome you, Lainey. Nice to see you.
Lainey is a cousin. She's Lainey. What are we? Yeah, am I your uncle? I'm your cousin.
She says Uncle Rob.
Well, that's sweet, but I believe I'm her cousin. Lainey, are you still there, Lainey?
Yeah, Lainey's there. She just posted that now. Is she in Georgia?
She's in. I think she's in Georgia, and she's a budding actress, and we're gonna get her hooked up when she's ready.
Well, Lainey, I hope you'll watch us regularly here on the Jim Masters Show live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And you guys want to see other great shows? Just look back in our archives. We have 400 shows to watch for you. Jane, who's a real trooper, Rob, she watches live from Sweden, where it's already late at night. It's already tomorrow. Great show tonight. You've done it again, Jim. Thank you, Jane in Sweden. We appreciate that. Kevin Knight.
Tusen Talk, Jane. That's Norwegian, but
that's right. Scandinavian, and that's
but she knows. Swedes and Norwegians, they talk to each other in their own languages.
Lainey says yes, she's still here watching. Lainey,
she's in Atlanta. Yeah. But Lainey, I'm your cousin, aren't I? What are the materials?
And she said Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta.
Okay, that's what she.
Christine says, Rob, thanks for being with us tonight. She's in North Carolina, Christine. This was a fabulous conversation, terrific photos. Enjoyed your live singing as well. Great stories to go along with a wonderful career. Lovely to you as well. And she wants to know about the records that are behind you, which is kind of cool. Tell us.
That's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the band that I've been in, and we've got the platinum records and the gold records are from from TSO. So those are all records that I'm on Atlantic, and it's symphonic rock basically mixed with a little Christmas, and then the one up top with the castle is Night Castle. That's a rock opera. So, and the
very nice
double platinum for the Lost Christmas, I think, which just went triple platinum, which is kind of cool. Maybe another one I'll get in the mail. Who knows? No, it's neat. I to have those and to be on them is kind of that's a yeah. She's my cuss. Yeah, love you too, Lainey. We'll speak soon. You got my number. Call anytime.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
Be on those records. It's cool. Yeah.
Kevin Knight says, just keep being you, my brother. Love you. See you somewhere down the road. I cannot wait to see you do what no one else does like you. Awesome. Kevin, thanks for joining us on the Jim Masters Show live. Everybody who's watching, whether you're our wonderful, faithful, lovely viewers every single day you're with us, or you just joined us tonight. Hey, welcome to the party. This is what it's like every night here on our show. Jane says, it was nice to hear you speak Swedish. I think that you did Swedish, she said, because she's from Sweden.
Nej, jag snackar norsk. Yeah.
Wow. Great. His next production, which he can't tell us about, is going to be all in Swedish. Rob, I toast you, my friend. Again, it was really cool that you could stop by the Jim Masters Show live tonight. Right. Cheers, cheers, cheers. You got a Coca-Cola, and I have what looks like something expensive and fancy. All it is just lemonade.
Lemonade, that cool drink.
Lemonade in a $10 glass. You're the best, my friend. So cool getting a chance to see you out of the TV studio, off stage, and just shooting the breeze with you again. And I really wish you nothing but all the best. Let's stay in touch. Keep me posted on everything you're doing. We support each other and lift each other up. Anything you need, I'm here. I'm seeing whatever it is. You know where I am. And hope we work together on projects. And I wish you nothing but continued blessing and joy in your life, continued going forward and delighting us all with your talent and your prowess and your passion. And I really appreciate your spending this time with us on the Jim Masters Show live tonight, my friend.
I appreciate you having me, my brother. You know that, and I was excited to do it and thrilled that I could have my coming out with my coming out party back in the biz with my buddy Jim Masters. So yes, we do have stuff to do together, and let's stay in touch. You know, I love you, and I appreciate this time, and I love what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that, my friend. You take care. Right back at you.
Yeah, be well.
Lovity. It's all to lovity, right? Lovity.
Yeah. What is Hi, everybody. Thank you so much.
This lovity. Yeah, there it is. That's right. All right, my friend. You take care and have a good night. And we'll see you again real soon, okay?
Keep in touch, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Now go stretch those legs. I tell all the guests, make sure you stretch those legs.
You got it. You got it. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks,
bye.
Rob. Rob Evan, you know him from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Rocktopia, Broadway, and so much more, and a surprise production. He couldn't really mention it because it's in development, but he teased it a little bit tonight on the show, and it's really cool and really exciting. Great guy. Again, I've known him for years through his work, and he's known me through my work, and we've stayed in touch. And he wanted to pop right on, and I'm so happy he was able to join us. Thanks to everybody who sampled our show for the first time tonight. We have so many incredible guests: Broadway, television, Hollywood, films, sports, comedy, music, food. And this is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series, harkening back to the old school way that talk shows were done, with a modern vibe, modern twist. Want to let you know that we've got another incredible guest tomorrow night. This is the one and only John Davidson, actor, singer, songwriter. Remember, he had the John Davidson Show as well, the talk show. Remember, he also was the host of Hollywood Squares. That's right, after Peter Marshall. John Davidson did Hollywood Squares. He did That's Incredible. Game show host, TV host and presenter, singer, songwriter, comedian, actor. He also owns a new concert venue up in New Hampshire called Club Sandwich. You know why they call it that? Because it's a club and it's in Sandwich, Massachusetts. Tomorrow night, legend John Davidson is with us on the Jim Masters Show Live. Really, really looking forward to that. And on Monday, just a little sneak preview for a Monday, we've got another amazing guest. We have an award-winning and veteran talent joining us. Her name, Sharon Garrison. That's right. Sharon Garrison is an extraordinary award-winning television, film, and stage actress. She is also a coach and a teacher. She is in Dallas, Texas, and she is amazing. She's all excited to join us on the show. She's so excited, she even made us a video sharing her excitement. And here it is.
Hey there, Jim Masters, and all you Jim Masters Show Live fans out there. I am really looking forward to joining you next Monday, June 7th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. My name is Sharon Garrison. I'm an actor, acting coach, director, and producer based in Dallas, Texas. I hope you'll join me, and let's talk about getting back into the theater to see a movie or see a play. See you then.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sharon Garrison, who's going to be with us coming up on Monday. Our shows are 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live right here on the Jim Masters Show Live on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We're going to duck out. We've got a busy night tonight. It's Saturday night. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's always a blessing when you guys are with us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really, really does help the show. We've done over 400 episodes, 7 days a week. Epic extended episodes. We don't just do a quick 10-minute in and out. We really like to dig deep and have a good time with our guests and with all of you. And again, sometimes we do pop-up shows too, where there's no guest. It's just me, your host, chatting with all of you and bantering back and forth and sharing our lives and talking about all kinds of cool things that make life as beautiful as it really is. So we thank you for all of your time. Spread the word about the Jim Masters Show Live. We've created a wonderful community here of amazing people, and it's a blessing to do this every day for all of you around the world. So this is your host, Jim Masters, saying au revoir, sayonara. We don't usually say goodbye as much. We like to, our goodbyes are very long, so we say see you later. We will be back tomorrow with John Davidson, the legendary John Davidson. Good night, Jim, and love at ease. I want to let you know Marion Ross is joining us too. Marion Ross starred in Happy Days, the 70s TV hit sitcom Happy Days. She was Mrs. Cunningham, with Ron Howard and Henry Winkler and Tom Bosley and all of the incredible folks. Don Most, Anson Williams as well, who played Potsy. If you didn't see the episode when Anson Williams was on our show, Anson Williams, who played Potsy on Happy Days, was a guest in the summer, fall. Go check it out. We have, again, a lot of episodes with amazing guests you can see on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Jason says, thank you. Thank you, Jason. A pleasure to meet you, and we hope you'll be part of our lovely family here at the Jim Masters Show Live. I like that. Now, one day, hopefully, I'll hear you say that. Maybe you can record a video, Jane. Record a video of you speaking in Swedish, email it to us, and we will air it on the show. I would love that. I would love that. Maybe you can say how much you enjoy our show, and you can say it in Swedish. Remember, I told you my great-grandmother comes from Sweden. Good night, everyone, and good morning to Jane, where it is already late. Juanita's in South Africa. Thumbs up for Jason as well. Thanks for joining us. Jane in Sweden says, nighty-night, all lovely friends. Juanita says, great show, Jim. Rob was a lovely guest. I knew you guys would enjoy him. All the guests we've had week after week after week, and just the relationship you and I have as host and lovely viewers. Good night, King Jim Lovity. Thank you very much. You guys are the best. And thanks for all of these great comments. Thanks for your participation in the show as well. And just absolutely beautiful. And Mar Montenegro, love it, says, good night, everybody. Good night to you, Mar, as well. It's beautiful having you here watching as well. And Jane, maybe I will. Yes, send us a video, all in Swedish, telling us why you enjoy the Jim Masters Show Live. You guys are the best. One more coming in here. Jim, thanks for an enjoyable evening together with Rob tonight. Till next time, always so much talent in Lovity Hall. And good night, Jim Masters and all the Lovity friends. Thank you very much. Christine Clifton in North Carolina, USA. And say hi to your mom for us as well. You guys are the best. Those of you that are watching live, and again, those of you who are watching this after it's live, you're watching it later on in the archives, we thank you as well. You're just as important whether you're watching it live and commenting or you're just watching it and not commenting. If you're watching this later on our YouTube channel, drop a like on the video on YouTube. We love that. That helps us as well. Drop a like on the actual video on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and post a comment on the channel. That helps us as well. I know you love to comment during the show, but also comment on our YouTube channel underneath this video and any of the other episodes of our series that you've enjoyed. We'd really appreciate that. Kathy Short in Cleveland says, thanks, Jim. Love the show tonight. Have a great night. And, I love that. You love the melody in the beginning and the end of our show. You like it. So you like the theme song to the Jim Masters Show Live. That was a special custom theme song we had made for the show. We're going to be tweaking a few things with the graphics and stuff like that. You know, we're always improving. We're always tweaking. We're always coming up with new ideas and different things for the Jim Masters Show Live. And we have really come a long way as we've gone along in tweaking it and trying to bring to you the very best. As Rob and I talked about tonight, not striving for perfection, but always striving for excellence. And I love how Rob said he's going to incorporate that way of thinking now into his mindset. Instead of killing himself trying to strive for perfection all the time, he's going to strive for excellence. And I think it's a good idea. You know who else? Jane in Sweden. You know who else enjoys our theme song? Jennifer Barry in Pennsylvania, USA. She always says she dances in her kitchen, or if she's in her bed, she's wiggling to our theme song with the Jim Masters Singers and Orchestra performing our theme song to the Jim Masters Show Live at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show. So you're going to hear that in just about 2 seconds here, because we're going to play it again for you as we get ready to wrap up. Once again, I say, fantastic friend, Rob Evan. We've known each other for a while, and loved having him here on the show as my very special guest today. He's really a cool guy. And again, a super talent. If you missed any of these shots or anything else, or his singing, feel free to watch this episode again. And you can check it all out here on our YouTube channel. Thanks to Rob for joining us. Reminder, the Jim Masters Show Live is for you here, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live. Sometimes we do extra shows as well. We've got amazing guests coming up all week. Really incredible from all around the world too. So spread the word. If you missed anything about this episode, you'd like to see this episode again, you can do it by seeing it here on our YouTube channel. Very easy to do. 24/7, 365. All the episodes of the Jim Master Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series are right here available for you on our YouTube channel. And as we always say, a couple of little things we do. We have a little bit of a routine here when we wrap up. We say, don't forget to smile. Don't forget to share the levity. Don't forget to find your Zen place. Rob said his is the ocean. And of course, first is loving family and friends, like with me. Loving family and friends is always the most Zen place. And then tennis and swimming and music. I'm a cyclist. I love writing, gardening as well. And the ocean, swimming, surfing, boogie boarding it, sailing it, floating in it, walking in it. That's the Atlantic Ocean you're looking at there. The ocean is my Zen place, like Rob said it is for him. And my work in television, radio, and stage throughout the years, on air, on camera, behind the scenes, also another Zen place for me as well. Do what you love what you do, and then the rest will take care of itself. Gang, you guys are the best. We've got the very best audience, very loyal, amazing, amazing people. Thanks, King Jim. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, so when our theme song plays, it's hard for you to sit. So you bounce around, you're dancing around when the Jim Master Show theme plays. Well, get ready to bounce around in your house right now, Jane in Sweden, because it's coming up right now. Love you all. This is your host, Jim Masters. Thanking you for your time this time until next time. Tomorrow we'll be back again with John Davidson. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. You have a great rest of your day or your evening, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. And we send our love all around the world, United States, Canada, Africa, Australia, Asia, Europe, our audience watching all around the world. You mean the world to us. Truly do. Really, really do. Some people say that and don't mean it. When I say it, I mean it, or I won't say it at all. You guys are the best. All right, Jane in Sweden and Jen in Pennsylvania, get ready to dance around in your kitchens, because here comes the Jim Masters Singers and Orchestra with our theme song to play us out. Good night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific with John Davidson. If you're not here tomorrow, well, you can always see this episode and all of them in our archives. Thanks for being with us. You're the best. You take care and be well. See you again soon. Bye-bye.